bust up some boards that have been sitting there for 26 years. Not a problem. Well, a little bit of a problem, but you know, not a problem at all. Easy peasy. Is that you?
She was so cool, but she made me like want to like do like art. It was pretty fun.
What's up, guys? Hey, so probably wondering why me and MJ deciding to leave this place that is our high-rise condo downtown. To be honest with you, I've always wanted to live here. This is a building in Denver that everyone like aspires to live in. It is awesome, but at the same time, like, it didn't change my happiness level. I was at this little like rundown house before this, and I was more happy over there. Both of us love traveling, but we both love being home, so we're going to bring our home with us when we travel. And yeah, we'll see you at the build today. Here we go. Nice. All right, let's get started. These are all bolts that have obviously a bolt at the top and a nut at the bottom. So you got to climb underneath the bus, hold the nut with something while you are taking off the bolt, because it's going to spin if you just unlatch it from the top. I'm going to show you how to save hours on your seat removal, like maybe even days. This thing was 15 bucks, no joke. I'm not kidding you at all. I bought a couple of these cutoff pads. These are 4.5-inch cutoff wheels. What I've been doing is first been going through and grinding off all of these bolts on the chair. So I'm going to show you how quick, how simple and easy it is to take these things off.
Gotta represent. Mask on, fuck your mask on. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch.
All right, so I got these air vents on the top of my bus. These are completely empty. These do have the rivets holding them just like the rest of the ceiling does. I'm all about efficiency. Let's get this stuff done as quickly as possible. So I know one thing, I am not going to be saving this ceiling. We're going to be replacing it. So damaging the ceiling while taking these things off isn't really a concern to me. Let's go ahead and get started.
The longest owner seems to breathe mine at night. He's all alone, some things will never change. The lonely owner seems to breathe mine at night. Slow-mo, when the tempo slows up and...
Got rid of all the seats, ventilation, threw everything at the dump, and God, this bus runs like 10 times better without all that junk in here. I feel like we just lost 1,000 pounds. Probably did. I'm so glad that is done. To be honest with you, one thing that I've been having nightmares about with this bus is taking the ceiling out. We got thousands of these little things, maybe not thousands, but it sure seems like it. Thousands of these steel rivets, right? And this is such a pain in the ass. I gotta tell you, going at and thinking about drilling all of these or even hammering them away is my absolute nightmare. I wanted to share some tips with you guys on how to quickly remove your ceiling if you guys are like me, you want to get this thing done as quickly as possible, blast through demo. Let me show you one other thing that I found to be the quickest way you can remove your ceiling and all of those stubborn rivets. This is a Husky 8-gallon tank air compressor. This is a Harbor Freight Central Pneumatic air hammer. The air hammer is $14.99. This is a medium barrel. So the medium strength is actually plenty for what we're trying to do here. So we got the air hammer. That's number 2, actually number 3. So you need the air compressor, you need an air hammer, and you need a hose. Number 4 is that you're gonna need air chisels, or the hammer chisels. I don't know what the hell they're called. Here's what we got right here. So Harbor Freight Special, this was $7.99. This is one of the most important pieces right here. So this is your punch. You see the rivet here? The punch goes right into the center of the rivet, and you're just gonna hit it with the air for literally half a second. And this will punch out that little pin. Once that pin is out, we're gonna go back over it with the chisel part of the air hammer, and that's what's actually gonna take off the head. So we're gonna go down, all the way down the edge, take off the heads of those. So this is what those sections are gonna look like once we've taken the air chisel, or yeah, the chisel over the top of them. So enough of me talking, let me just show you how this works. Okay, you see that? Literally like half a second. So you can imagine if I have both of my hands, I can go through and do a panel of this in a couple minutes, the whole panel. So we're gonna go ahead and just do the rest of these here. Let's check it out. I finished the ceiling last night pretty late. There was hardly any daylight out, so I wasn't able to film it, but yeah, this ceiling was a total pain in the butt, man. It was nuts, but I'm so happy that it's done. I feel so much better. I have hundreds of pounds of that ceiling panel. So now that the floor is underway, literally the last thing that I have to deal with is the walls, as far as the deconstruction goes. Destroying things that are like 26 years old has not been the most exciting thing in the world. Definitely frustrating at times, especially getting the ceiling off. That was one of the most painful parts of this. So I gotta get back to the floor stuff. It's the end of my work day, the beginning of my bus work day. So I'm hoping that I can actually take out these floors tonight. All I'm doing is, you know, these things are nailed in. You can take a look at this. We got the nails, boom, boom, boom. All I'm doing is using these fancy crowbars here. So if you notice, I didn't even take off the rubber panels, nor did I even like cut out where the boards come up. Reason being is because these things are so damn brittle. Once you start prying on these boards, you're gonna see where the board ends because it's gonna break. I got started at the front door over there because it was the easiest for me. Reason being is because you could pry off the trim piece and get this thing right into the corner and just start there. Just be careful, I've already racked myself a couple times doing this. That's as easy as it is. Just, it's actually not easy at all. It's pretty difficult. They have like 17 nails in each of these boards. Makes it damn near impossible to get these things popped up. But yeah, with some persistence and some, you know, just pure muscle, man, you just gotta jam it out. So I gotta flex, I gotta flex, I gotta flex on you. Shit. Blew the breaker probably for the 115th time. Got like a third of the bus left. And God, man, I'm really excited to be done with this part, man.
Represent, gotta represent. Man.
One thing about doing this stuff, man, it really makes you feel like a man. That is for sure. Especially when you bust up some boards that have been sitting there for 26 years. Not a problem. Well, a little bit of a problem, but you know, not a problem at all. Easy peasy.
Fuck your mask up. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch.
We got back from Phoenix and yeah, a couple things changed while we were out there. Excited to share some news with you guys. More to come on that, so stay tuned. Floor of the bus, after taking up the plywood subfloor, you're left with this metal sheeting. And in the metal sheeting, there were just a ton of holes from either where they had nailed down the subfloor or yada yada. They're just all over the place. So you will see what I'm talking about here. So you're looking at the ground right there. What I found was a pretty awesome and cheap solution. It's called epoxy putty. And you break off little chunks of it and it turns into this. So you just mix it together, knead it in your hands for a little while, and just literally put it like a stick of gum over the hole. And this stuff turns into metal. Okay, not exactly metal, but it turns into a metal-like substance. You can literally start grinding that thing down to make it flat with the surface. So this is what I've been doing, is just going over all of my holes. So I got my awesome little grinder here, and so as I'm going through my sections, I'm just doing like holes, grinding for rust, and taking off the walls, and I'm just doing this like all the way back. Last load of trash. So what I want to do today is get all of these walls removed. That way I can crumple all this metal together, throw it in my metal pile over here. I got my wood pile. And then I've decided, drum roll, that we are getting rid of the wheelchair lift. Originally, that was the whole reason why I bought this bus, was to have this wheelchair access right here. That way we could turn this into a high-functioning garage. But instead, I realized that this is a lot of extra weight that we don't want to lug around, and it's also really loud when you're on the road. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm just going to purchase some aluminum ramps that we can roll stuff in and out of here on, just like a normal wheelchair ramp. And hopefully we can store it right here underneath the bus. And it, you know, we'll come up with some nice way to just pull it out and wheel the motorcycle in and out, and any other random items we want to keep in here.
Mask on, fuck your mask on. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch. Day and night, the longest owner seems to be mine at night. He's all alone, some things will never change. The lonely owner seems to breathe mine at night. Slow-mo, when the tempo slows up and creates that new. He seems alive, though he is feeling blue. The sun is shining, man, he's super cool.
This is how you know someone's moving. That someone happens to be us. Bittersweet day, leaving Spire. Start a brand new life. And here's what's left. Nothing left. We're saying bye to the condo. Got everything all packed up. Got everything cleaned. We called it the Fortress because it was really secure. Like, you got, you know, gated entrance, and we had the garage is just right underneath us. It's still like, our car is like 3 stories off the ground, and we loved this place. It was great while it lasted, but moving on to bigger, better things.
Things will never change. The lonely loner seems to breathe. Yeah, at night. Slow-mo. When the tempo slows up and creates that new. He seems alive, though he is feeling blue. The sun is shining, man.